title-winning knockout at Madison Square Garden. I'll tell you what, Teofimo Lopez, considered for several years the best, most electric prospect in boxing. The Comey fight, Richard Comey, who had the belt, was supposed to be a coronation of Teo like a year ago. And then Comey kept getting better. Teo didn't look so great in the fight. And suddenly, a lot of boxing people were saying that was a 50-50 fight. And Comey started out the fight fast, landed some jabs, looked like he might be a tall order for Teofimo. And then Lopez just took over the fight, knocking Comey down and out in the second round in a star-turning performance. Teofimo Lomachenko is the fight on everyone's mind now. And on that note, we welcome in, for the fourth time on this show, we've only been on since February, and you were the first guest, pays to live in Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Champ, I mean, the guy, you just won the belt. Teo, congratulations.
Thank you for having me. Always, man. Yeah, it's been a great journey, great year this year.
What does it feel like? You were this best prospect in boxing, the hottest prospect a couple years in a row, knocking out high flips and the back flips in the ring after not scoring knockout highlights, you know, the Heisman night, and you're on this show and it's built up and family drama and all this stuff. What's going to happen when he fights Comey? That looks like a 50-50 fight, and you electrify 10,000 plus 12,000 at Madison Square Garden with a knockout like that. What is the feeling having delivered?
Like relief, you know, finally, like I know that I'm a champion. I've been said that. So just going out there that night in front of thousands of fans and thousands of people and millions watching, I mean, that was just that was a breathtaking moment right there, just to take it all in. And I knew it was my time to seize the moment.
No one looks great every time out. Even prospects, Muhammad Ali, anyone you can point to fights where, oh, that guy didn't look so great in that fight. But in your last fight, you looked vulnerable. So all of a sudden, you're getting all this great press, and then all of a sudden, guys like me are on TV going, wait a minute. At that moment to this moment, like, can you describe was it a roller coaster?
It is. It's a roller coaster for sure. And but it's all the things that you need in life. I think I needed to have all those things happen, so that way I could wake up and realize certain things that I had to take a step back, and not just in boxing, but more in situations that were going on behind the scenes. So and those were the things. And going back, like I said last time I was here, I said I will not face Richard Comey unless I get things situated, and I did that.
By the way, if you're interested, we don't need to rehash everything with the family every time you're here. If you're interested in what's going on with Teo behind the scenes, you can check out Mark Kriegel's piece on ESPN.com. It's sensational. I mean, there's going to be a movie. While you keep winning, there's going to be a movie about it. Can you describe the moment you landed this extraordinary right hand against a feared fighter in Comey? What was that moment like? What were you thinking right before you threw the punch?
There was a lot of shots that I seen open, but that was just one that I seized the moment on. I saw that he had a twitch, and he was going for a same shot, and we threw it at the same time. Just I ended up beating him to the punch, and I moved my head just a slight more than he did, and it clipped on him. My father told me in the corner after the first round, he told me, you gotta pressure him, you can't fight him from the outside, you have to put in, you have to go inside. You gotta control the pace. Once he gets comfortable, then Richard Comey starts taking his thing and demanding his own shots.
Now, there's always critics. I am a critic.
Mm-hmm.
You won the belt, but nowadays there are belts around. Then there's a champion. Lomachenko is considered the champion of the division.
And what did I just win?
That you won a belt. There are lots of belts, like in college football, there are lots of bowl games, and then there's the national title game. The national title game, or in this case, the world title game, will come against Vasily Lomachenko, who's next for you.
Yeah, I disagree on that part.
Go ahead.
I gotta disagree. You may say he's pound for pound, that's one thing. I mean, if we're trying to say pound for pound is champion, then obviously they're champion. But to me, I think, I believe, obviously, I did win a world title, a world championship, and that was what everybody was looking forward to. I mean, can't be a big fight without Teofimo, so I think I'm champion.
What are your thoughts going into that fight?
I think, me and him, he has the 3 belts. I have the 1. Going into this fight, then it declares we're the kingpin of the 135 division. We clean out the whole division. Winner takes all. I think that it'll be an interesting fight, great fight for all the fight fans, and I think everybody should look forward to it. The whole thing now is just going back to the board, going back to talking about location and such, and hopefully we can make that fight happen somewhere in April.
How do you beat Lomachenko?
Just tune in next year, and you'll see Teofimo beating Lomachenko.
Because right after the fight, Andre Ward, Mark Kriegel, and I are discussing it because that's the big news. Oh, Lopez and Lomachenko is going to get made now. And the thought was, look, Teofimo is a naturally bigger guy than Lomachenko. Really like a 140-pounder fighting at 35. Lomachenko's a 30-pounder fighting at 35. So he has a size advantage. He's a big puncher. We've seen Lomachenko knocked down by lighter punchers than you. So Teo has chances, but boy, that's a big mountain to climb this early in his career. He can't just rely on landing some big right hand like that, like he did against Kobe. That's why I ask you how you beat a guy with that much experience.
I'm not gonna have a 126-pounder come out here and just try to take over on me. I'm a big guy, and that's just it. And it's not about right hands. I'm not a puncher. That's the thing. I'm smart. Those shots that I land there those are placement shots. Those are not shots that I just let me close my eyes and throw. No, you place the shots. You see him and everything like that. Talk about the movement. Talk about what he does. Those things, you end up dissecting all those things. Whether it takes a few more rounds, it will come and catch up on him. Loma is on his way out. I'm on my way in.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas and all that. Tremendous gift you gave yourself and your family last Saturday night. Thanks again for joining us for the 4th time. He's setting records, at least on this show.
I know, right?
Congratulations.
I'm doing something right.